Hello guys, this video will walk you through 20 practices of subtracting fractions. After completing this video, you will improve your skill in subtracting fraction a lot. So let's go ahead and we will work on the practice number 1 right now. But before, can you please subscribe to my channel? Thank you. Alright, so 1 over 2, subtract 1 over 2. 1 over 2 subtract 1 over 3. So the two fractions say different denominator 2 and 3. So we will go ahead and find out the LCM for 2 and 3. So first of all, we have number 2 with the multiplier is 2, 4, 6, 8. And number 3 we have 3, 6, 9. We see that number 6 is the least common multiplier of 2 and 3. The LCM is 6. From there, we will convert the two original fractions into the two new fractions with the same denominator, which is 6, the LCM. So to get 6 from 2, we need to times 3, and we need to times 3 to the denominator also. So we got 3 over 6, the new fraction equal 1 over 2, and the second fraction we must times 2 to 3 and times 2 to 1. And then we get 2 over 6 is the equivalent fraction of 1 over 3. Now we have two new fractions with the same denominator, so we go ahead and subtract the two numerator. 3 subtract 2 is 1. So the answer for the practice number 1 is 1 over 6. Number 2, we have 4 over 7 subtract 2 over 7. These two fractions has the same denominator, which is 7. So it's very easier for us to subtract them. So the denominator will be 7. Excuse me, and the numerator will be 4 subtract 2 is 2. That's simple. 2 over 7 is the answer for number 2. Number 3, 3 over 5 subtract 2 over 15. These two fractions have different denominator, 5 and 15. So we will go ahead and find out the LCM for number 5 and number 15. Here are the multiplier of number 5. We have 5, 10, 15, 20, etc. For number 15, we have 15, 30, etc. We see that number 15 is the least common multiplier of number 5 and number 15. So LCM is 15. From here, we will go ahead and convert the two original fraction into the two new fraction with 15 in the denominator. The first fraction we must times 3 to 5 to get 15, and when we times 3 to 5, we must times 3 to 3. So we got 3 times 3 is 9. 9 over 15 is a new equivalent to 3 over 5. And for the second fraction, we just write it again, 2 over 15. Now we have the two fractions with the same denominator, so we will just go ahead and subtract the two numerator. 9 subtract 2 is 7. 7 over 15 is the answer for number 3. Practice number 4, 5 over 8 subtract 1 over 2. These two fractions has different denominator, a and 2. So we will go ahead and find out the LCM for a and 2. First, we will find the multiplier for number a. We have a, 16, etc. The multiplier for number 2 is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, etc. We see that number a is the least common multiplier of number a and number 2, or the LCM is a. From here, we will convert the two original fractions into two new fractions with the denominator is the LCM, which is a. So for the first fraction, we just write again because it says the denominator is a already. For the second fraction, to get a from 2, we must times 4. And when we times 4 to number 2, we must times 4 to number 1. Because only that way 4 divided by 4 is 1, which means we don't change anything from the second fraction. 1 over 2 times 1 is still 1 over 2. So now we have 1 times 4 is 4. So the second fraction is 4 over a. Here we have two fractions with the same denominator, which is a. So we will write a in the denominator, and for the numerator we must subtract 5 and 4. So 5 subtract 4 is 1. 1 over a is the answer for the practice number 4. Practice number 5. 6 over 7 subtract 2 over 3. These two fractions has different denominator, 7 and 3. We will go ahead and find out the LCM for number 7 and number 3. For number 7, we have the multipliers such as 7, 14, 21, etc. For number 3, we have the multipliers such as 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, etc. We see that number 21 is the least common multiplier of number 7 and number 3, or the LCM is 21. From here, we will convert the two original fractions into two new fractions with the same multiplier is the LCM, which is 21. So for the first fraction, from 7 into 21, we must times 3. And when we times 3 to 7, we must times 3 to 6. So 3 times 6 is 18. 18 over 21 is equivalent fraction to 6 over 7. For 7 fraction, from 3 to get to 21, we must times 7. And when we times to 7 times 3, we must times 7 to 2. 7 times 2 is 14. 14 over 21 is equivalent to 2 over 3. Now we have the two new fractions with the same denominator. Just to subtract them, we write the denominator again. And for the numerator, we get 18 subtract 14, which is 4. 4 over 21 is the answer. Practice number 6. We have 3 over 10 subtract 1 over 5. These two fractions have different denominator, 10 and 5. So we will go ahead and find out the LCM for number 10 and number 5. Number 10, we have the multipliers such as 10, 20, etc. The multiplier for number 5 is 5, 10, 15, etc. We see that number 10 is the least common multiplier of number 5 and number 10, or the LCM is 10. From here, we will convert the two original fractions into the two new fractions with the LCM, which is 10, is in the denominator. For the first fraction, because it has 10 in the denominator already, so we don't need to convert anything. We just write again 3 over 10. For the second fraction, to get 10 from 5, we must times 2. And when we times 2 to number 5, we must times 2 to number 1. 2 times 1 is 2. So 2 over 10 is the equivalent fraction to 1 over 5. Now we have the two new fractions with the same denominator, which is 10. So we must subtract 3 to 2 to get number 1. So 1 over 10 is the answer. Practice number 7. We have 5 over 6 subtract 2 over 3. These two fractions has different denominator, 6 and 3. So we will go ahead and find out the LCM for number 6 and number 3. For number 6, we have some multipliers such as 6, 12, etc. The multiplier for number 3 is 3, 6, 9, etc. We see that number 6 is the least common multiplier for 6 and 3, or the LCM is 6. From here, we will convert the two original fraction into the two new fraction with the same denominator, which is the LCM number 6. For the first fraction, we don't need to convert because it has the number 6 in the denominator already, so we just write again 5 over 6. For the second fraction, to get 6 from 3, we must times 2, and when we times 2 to 3, we must times 2 to 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Or 4 over 6 is the equivalent fraction of 2 over 3. From here, we have the two fractions with the same multiplier. So to subtract them, we just write number 6 in the denominator, and for the numerator, we subtract 5 to 4, we get 1. So 1 over 6 is the answer for the bracket number 7. Bracket number A, 7 over 3 subtract 1 over 3. These two fractions have the same denominator, which is 3. So it's easier, we just go ahead and subtract them. So we will keep the denominator is the same number 3, and then we will subtract the two numerator. 7 subtract 1 is 6. 6 divided by 3, 6 over 3 is 2. So 2 is the answer for the bracket number A. Practice number 9, 7 over 20 subtract 1 over 5. These two fractions have different denominator, 20 and 5. So we will go ahead and find out the LCM for number 20 and number 5. For number 20, we have the multipliers such as 20, 40, etc. For number 5, we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, etc. We see that number 20 is the least common multipliers of number 20 and number 5, or the LCM is 20. So from here, we will convert the two original fraction into the two new fraction with the 20 in the denominator. The first fraction we just write again because it says 20 in the denominator already. For the second fraction, to get 20 from 5, we must times 4. And when we times 4 to 5, we must times 4 to 1. 4 times 1 is 4. Here we have two fractions with the same denominator. So when we subtract them, we just write the denominator again, and we subtract the first numerator to the second numerator. 7 subtract 4 is 3. So 3 over 20 is the answer. Practice number 10. 6 over 5 subtract 2 over 15. These two fractions has different denominator, 5 and 15. So we will go ahead and find out the LCM for number 5 and number 15. The multipliers for number 5 are 5, 10, 15, 20. The multiplier for number 15 is 15, 30, etc. We see that 15 is the least common multiplier of number 5 and number 15, or the LCM is 15. From here, we will convert the two original fractions into the two new fractions with the same denominator is the LCM, which is 15. So we write out 15. For the first fraction, to get 15 from 5, we must times 3. And when we times 3 to 5, we must times 3 to 6. 3 times 6 is 18. 18 over 15 is the equivalent fraction of 6 over 5. For the second fraction, they have 15 in the denominator already. So we just write again. From here, we have two fractions with the same denominator. To subtract them, we just write the denominator again, and we get the first numerator 18, subtract the second numerator is 2. 18 subtract 2 is 17. I mean is 16. I'm sorry, 16. So 16 over 15 is the answer for practice number 10. Practice number 11. 3 over 4 subtract 1 over 2. These two fractions has different denominator, 4, 2. So we will go ahead and find out the LCM for number 4 and number 2. For number 4, we have some multipliers are 4, 8, 12. For number 2, we have 2, 4, 6, etc. We see that number 4 is the least common multiplier of number 4 and number 2. or the LCM is 4. From here, we will convert the two original fractions into the two new fractions with the 4 in the denominator. For the first fraction, we have number 4 in the denominator already, so we don't need to convert. We just write again 3 over 4. For the second fraction, to get 4 from 2, we must times 2 to 2. And when we times 2 to 2, we must times 2 to 1. 2 times 1 is 2. From here, we have the two new fractions with the same denominator. To subtract them, we write the denominator again, which is 4. The numerator, we subtract them. 3 subtract 2 is 1. So 1 over 4 is the answer for practice number 11. Practice 12, 5 over 9 subtract 1 over 3. These two fractions have different denominator, 9, 3. So we will go ahead and find out the LCM for 9 and 3. For number 9, we have some multipliers such as 9, 18. For number 3, we have multipliers are 3, 6, 9, 12. We see that number 9 is the least common multipliers for number 3 and number 9, or the LCM is number 9. From here, we will convert the two original fractions into two new fractions with the denominator is the LCM, which is 9. So we write 9 here. The first fraction is 5 over 9. We should write again. The second fraction, we must times 3 to 3 to get 9. And when we times 3 to 3, we must times 3 to 1. So 3 times 1 is 3. Here we have two fractions with the same denominator. So subtract them. We write the denominator again, which is 9. And with the first numerator, 5. Subtract the second numerator. Subtract 3. 5 subtract 3 is 2. 2 over 9 is the answer. Practice 13, 6 over 7 subtract 3 over 14. These two fractions has different denominator, 7, 14. So we will go ahead and find out the LCM for 7 and 14. The multipliers of 7, we have some such as 7, 14, 21. For 14, we have multipliers are 14, 28, etc. We see that number 14 is the least common multipliers of 7 and 14, or the LCM is 14. From here, we will convert the two original fractions into the two new fractions with the LCM, which is 14, in the denominator. For the first fraction, we times 2 to 7 to get 14, and we will times 2 to 7, we must times 2 to 6. 2 times 6 is 12. For the second fraction, we don't need to do anything because 14 in the denominator already. So we should write again 3 over 14. Here we have two fractions with the same denominator, which is 14. To subtract them, we write the denominator again, and we get the first numerator, subtract the second numerator. 12 subtract 3 is 9. 9 over 14 is the answer. Practice 14, 1 over 10 subtract 1 over 20. These two fractions have different denominator, 10, 20. So we go ahead and find out the LCM for 10 and 20. For 10, we have some multipliers is 10, 20, 30, etc. For 20, we have 20, 40, etc. We see that 20 is the least common multipliers for 10 and 20, or the LCM is 20. From here, we will convert the two original fractions into two new fractions, which have the LCM is 20 in the denominator. We write 20. For the first fraction, we must times 2 to 10 to get 20, and then we must times 2 to 1 also. So 2 times 1 is 2, 2 over 20. The second fraction, we just write again, 1 over 20. From here, we have the two new fractions with the same denominator. To subtract them, we just write the denominator again, and we subtract the two multipliers. 2 subtract 1 is 1. 1 over 20 is the answer. Practice number 15, 3 over 8 subtract 1 over 4. These two fractions have different denominator, 8 and 4. So we will go ahead and find out the LCM for 8 and 4. We have some multiplier for 8 is 8, 16, 24. For 4, we have 4, 8, 12, etc. We see that number 8 is the least common multipliers, or the LCM is 8. From here, we will convert the two new fractions, into the two new fractions, which have the LCM in the denominator, which is 8. So the first fraction, 3 over 8, we write again 3 over 8. The second fraction, we must times 2 to 4, And when we times 2 to 4, we must times 2 to 1. 2 times 1 is 2. From here we have the two new fractions with the same denominator, which is a. So when subtract them, we just write again the denominator. We subtract the two numerator. 3 subtract 2 is 1. 1 over a is the answer. Practice number 16. 5 over 7 subtract 1 over 14. These two fractions have different denominator, 7, 14. We will go ahead and find out the LCM for number 7 and number 14. The multiplier for 7, we have 7, 14, 21. The multiplier for 14, we have 14, 28, etc. We see that 14 is the LCM, the least common multiplier. So 14, we will convert the two original fractions into the two new fractions with 14 in the denominator. With times 2 to 7 and times 2 to 5. Times 2 to 5, so 2 times 5 is 10. The second fraction, just write again. So from here we have the two fractions with the same denominator is 14. We write again. When we subtract 10 to 1 is 9. So 9 over 14 is the answer. Practice number 17. 2 over 5 subtract 1 over 15. These two fractions have different denominator, 5, 15. We go ahead and find out the LCM for number 5 and number 15. We have some multiplier for number 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, etc. For 15, we have the multiplier is 15, 30, etc. We see that 15 is the least common multiplier, or the LCM is 15. From here, we will convert the two fractions into the two new fractions with 15 in the denominator. So we write 15. For the first fraction, to get 15 from 5, we must times 3, and we times 3 to 2 also to get 6. The second fraction, we just write again. So from here, we have the two fractions with the same denominator, 15. Write again, we subtract it to 1 is 5. 5 over 15 is the answer for practice number 17. For practice number 18, we have 3 over 7, 11, subtract 2 over 11. These two fractions have the same denominator, which is 7, 11. So we just go ahead and subtract them. We write the denominator again, and we subtract the two numerator. 3 subtract 2 is 1. 1 over 11 is the answer. Practice 19. We have 2 over 3 subtract 1 over 4. These two fractions have different denominator, 3 and 4. We go ahead and find out the LCM for 3 and 4. For number 3, we have some multiplier is 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. The multiplier for number 4 is 4, 8, 12, 16, etc. We see that number 12 is the least common multiplier for 3 and 4, or the LCM is 12. From here, we will convert the two original fractions into two new fractions with 12 in the denominator. So from 3 to 12, we must times 4, and we must times 4 to 2 also. So 4 times 2 is 8. 8 over 12 is the equivalent of 3 over 4. From 4 to 12, we times 3, and we also have 3 to 1. 3 times 1 is 3. So we have the two new fractions with the same denominator. So we will go ahead and write the denominator again, and we subtract the two numerator. 8 subtract 3 is 5. 5 over 12 is the answer. Practice number 20, the last one. Before you finish a video, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you, my friend. I will do more video for you. Alright, so we go ahead and look at the practice 3 over 5 subtract 1 over 5. These two fractions have the same denominator, which is 5. So want to subtract them, so go ahead and write the denominator again, number 5, and we subtract the two numerator. 3 subtract 1 is 2. 2 over 5 is the answer. Thank you for watching, guys. Stay peace. Until next time. Bye.